It's just amazing. Of course, she doesn't do it on her own, but I think we can't underestimate just how much responsibility and passion and commitment and care she puts into this. So certainly from all of us, Hannah-Bena, thank you so much.
You're being so kind. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure and honor to do this, especially with this group of women. We are really pleased that you enjoy it and hope that you will leave Reykjavik, Iceland, feeling not just energized, but also that you have a community that will support you and make sure that you have a place to sort of consult with other women and make sure that you can get your dreams. Especially, let's focus on the young women that are here with us today. We have always made an effort to make sure that we have the youth with us, to make sure that we can at least allow them to see the dreams that we have had for such a long time. I was in an interview just earlier and I was asked how many years will this take? That is gender equality, and latest results show that it is 123 years. It will take us 123 years. And when I was a little girl, I thought definitely that I would live it. I honestly thought it would happen early in my sort of adulthood, but it hasn't. And most likely it will not happen to my kids. So please make sure that we push for the young generation to get their dreams done and support them in any way and shape we can. Thank you. But the power to advance society, to change and move things, that is exactly what we are trying to do here, comes, of course, from our theme, and this is why we always say power together, because one cannot do this alone. We can only do it together, and I think we can all look at the past, especially from Iceland, for example, the Women's Day Off, that when women decide to power together and do something extraordinary, it can actually happen. So let's make sure that we are connected to this theme, not just this time, but also next year. We've always focused on power together, and we will continue to do that. And this is why our awards are named Power Together, because it's all around organizations and operations that have managed to do something great for women and done so for a long, long time. And we would like to honor them. We've done that for the past 8 years. And I was thinking if we could get the people, the technical people, to make sure that we can see the ones that we have awarded in the past years, that we have found to be change makers that have powered together for women and girls. Let's see.
So this year, the Power Together Awards acknowledges the exemplary impact of 3 outstanding organizations and movements that are profoundly and positively changing society when it comes to gender equality, and they embody the power of togetherness. In the spirit, as Hannah-Bena said, of also moving on to the next generation, we have a special treat for you in that to present the Power Together Awards, not the Mayor of Reykjavik, not the Prime Minister, but 3 of the next gen of young women leaders that we know really well. So I would like to invite you to give a warm welcome to Eirún Pórsdóttir, who is the Managing Director of the Reykjavik Global Forum, Annie Bautista, Education Equity Advocate and Running Start Energy Emerging Leader, and Nadia Razali, Advisor, Diversity, Inclusion and Youth at the Reykjavik Global Forum. Erin, over to you.
Good afternoon, dear leaders. As Sandra said, my name is Eirún, and it is my great pleasure to present the first Power Together Award recipient, Femnet, the African Women's Development and Communication Network. A pan-African feminist and membership-based network, Femnet, ensures that African women voices are amplified and that their needs and aspirations are prioritized in key policy dialogues and outcomes. Femnet serves as a convener, organizer and facilitator of dialogues on critical issues affecting women and girls across the continent. From women's involvement in governance and leadership, sexual and reproductive health and rights, to economic justice and ending gender-based violence. With more than 800 members across nearly 50 African countries, Femnet mobilizes women and girls to influence decisions at national, regional and global levels. Femnet is receiving the Power Together Awards because of their work for over 3 decades, embodying the essence of Power Together, uniting African women and girls in a powerful pan-African movement for equality, justice and rights. Let us now turn our attention to the screen to watch a video and learn more about Femnet.
Across Africa, a powerful tide is rising. Women in all their diversity are leading the charge for justice, equality, and a transformed future. From vibrant discussions to unwavering street protests, their voices echo a singular truth: women must lead. For too long, patriarchy and fundamentalism have sought to silence us. But women are not waiting. We demand justice for every life violated, every voice suppressed. From the Bring Back Our Girls movement in Nigeria to the fight against femicide in Kenya, we stand united declaring, our bodies, not your crime scene. From Nigeria's Bring Back Our Girls campaign to shut down South Africa and the powerful Aminext in Namibia, African women are rising. We are visible. We are vocal. Through movements like End SARS and online solidarity on African women on Twitter, we build multi-stakeholder movements across the region, demanding accountability and liberation. Women are not just fighting from the streets. We are leading in parliaments and international bodies. From advocating for the Maputo Protocol to contributing to the CEDAW General Comment on women in political participation, African women are shaping policies and transforming structures. We see young women rising to leadership, like the 25-year-old Minister of Gender in Botswana, proving that age is no barrier to impact. As Louisa Diogo reminds us, it is no country's destiny to be poor, and Winnie Byanyima asserts, without women's equal access to positions of decision-making power, gender equality, global security, and peace will never be realized. Solidarity is our strength. When women support each other to lead, we create a force for freedom, a force for change. Despite all challenges, women still lead, transforming systems and structures from the ground up. The journey continues, fueled by resilience, sisterhood, and the unwavering belief that women must lead.
To accept this award, I would like to welcome to the stage Memory Kombucha, the Executive Director of Femnet.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
We've got the photograph. Okay. Great. Great. Well done. Let me take that for you. And you've got to make a short speech. Oh, Erin.
I'm honored to receive this award on behalf of African women and girls who continuously are agitating for women's leadership across the continent. As Femnet, this recognition is just not about the work that we do, but it's also a testament and a celebration to the collective power of resilience and African feminist movements. The journey of Femnet was born when women agitated to be part of the UN decade for women, because most African countries were coming from liberation and they needed an organization to organize, to share information, but to ensure that the voices of African women are also in the spaces. Our work has been driven by conviction that African women and girls deserve to live a world that is not just equitable, but also free from oppression. From the early days of mobilizing for Beijing to organizing for CSW, our work continues. We have been doing a lot of catalytic work for change, challenging the political landscape, the violence, and also the systems of oppression. We have analyzed systems from a feminist lens, and we push for a world that is dismantling the neoliberal and patriarchal structures and colonialism. Feminist leadership is in our ancestry, from Queen Zinga of the Dongo Kingdom, now Angola, to Mbuyane Handa from my country, Zimbabwe, who was assassinated through hanging and said, "These bones will rise again." And African women are rising again. I want to thank all our partners. Thank you. Our allies, our men-to-men, our members, our young women who are unstoppable, who have been part of this movement even before we're registered and we're organizing the corridors. They are people who believed in us, who funded us. To African women and girls, I see you, I hear you, and I celebrate you as we continue to push collaboratively. I want to end, because we're in Reykjavik, to say, women of Reykjavik, you inspired Zambia. Today, Zambia has a Women's Day off every month.
Hey.
Woo! Every month?
This was led also by one of our founding members of Femnet, Madame Sarah Longwe, who has the Women's Empowerment Framework. Zambia, every woman in formal and informal employment every month has a day for care work. But they lobbied for it by saying women have got heavy periods, they need a day off, but this was a strategy for care work. So we celebrate Zambia. We celebrate you also for recognizing and for pushing and for demonstrating that care work is a right. And I want to end by also recognizing my sister, a ferocious feminist movement builder, funder, and philanthropist who is in this room, Madame Bisi Adele Fire. Please stand up. I cannot talk about African. We've just come from celebrating 40 years of Akina Mama. So I want to say we've seen the work and the path of women leading. Thank you, Madame Bisi. And her organization is called Amandla, Institute for Women's Leadership and Policy. And in South Africa, we say Amandla, which is power. And people say Awetu. So I want to end by saying power to the women. If I say Amandla, you say Awetu. So Amandla.
Awetu.
Asante sana. Thank you.
Dariani, please.
Of course.
Thank you so much, Memory and FemNet, for not just your contribution to us and inspiring us here today, but for the work that you do that is so, so meaningful. My name is Dariani, as you heard earlier. I am an education equity advocate based in Washington, D.C., and I'm also very proudly a Running Start emerging leader. I am especially honored to present the next Power Together Award recipient, specifically because as I stand on this stage right now, I am the youngest woman out of all of the speakers, conversationalists, and presenters that you have heard from in the past 2 days to have this platform. I'm 22 years old, and I hope that, thank you, I hope that my mere presence on this stage allows you all to see me as a mouthpiece for a movement of young people from all backgrounds and walks of life that need to be brought to the table and to be able to take up space in these conversations. While you study us, please remember that we deserve to be a part of these conversations, and I hope you see me as confirmation and representation of that. So, thank you again. But without further ado, the second Power Together Award goes to Women Lift. Established in 2019, Women Lift Health is reimagining and transforming leadership in global health by expanding the power and influence of talented women and catalyzing systemic change to achieve gender equality in leadership. Through their hubs across North America, South Asia, East Africa, and Southern Africa, their work equips women with tools, coaching, and mentoring and networks so that they can use their voice, expertise, and leadership for impact. Women Lift Health works not only at the individual level, but also addresses institutional and societal change by driving gender equality in health leadership and influencing global health ecosystems. Women Lift Health is receiving the Power Together Award because of how their work exemplifies how collective action can reimagine leadership in global health by expanding the power and influence of women to transform the systems around them. So now let us turn our attention to the screen to learn a little bit more about Women Lift Health.
The world is facing unprecedented challenges in global health. In the face of these complexities, leadership is more important than ever, both who leads and how they lead. Women are the backbone of the world's health workforce, yet they are underrepresented in leadership roles, with the loss of their expertise, lived experience, and vital perspectives.
Because of the Women Lift Health journey, there's this realization that there is strength in togetherness. It's not just about me fighting for something, it's about fighting together.
At Women Lift Health, we are investing in thousands of talented women leaders to become transformative change makers, improving health outcomes in their communities, countries, and globally. Our leadership programs are tailored to meet women where they are, providing them with the safe space, tools, networks, and confidence to enhance their presence and influence and navigate to the highest decision-making levels in health.
That's what Women's Lift Health is going to do in the next 5 to 10 to 20 years, creating a set of female leaders globally who are going to take up spaces that people have never imagined, who are going to create positive change and ensure that health is improved for women worldwide.
To accept the award, I would like to invite Amy Batson, President, Aisha Chaudhary, India Director, and Akana Shanjala, Southern Africa Director of Women Lift Health, to please join us on stage. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you. Oh, let's take a picture.
Congratulations, my dear. Congratulations, my dear. Oh, picture.
It's a profound honor to accept the Power Together Award on behalf of Women Lift Health, alongside my colleagues Akona Shangala and Aisha Chowdhury. And with some members of our larger family, 3 former board members who have been present at the Reykjavik Global Forum, Preeti Herman, Sia Nawarji, who is also an alumni of our program, and Geeta Rao Gupta, our inaugural board chair, and someone who's been not only a mentor, but a powerful sponsor. We're deeply grateful to the Reykjavik Global Forum and all of you here for celebrating the power of women leading and leading together. At Women Lift Health, we believe something simple but transformative. Policies, laws, systems don't change themselves. People change them. Leaders change them, as the women and women leaders of Iceland have so powerfully demonstrated. That's why we invest not only in individual women, but importantly, in ecosystems of women leaders who power and connect institutions and shared visions of change that drive forward better health. Leadership is the most strategic input in any system. It's what turns ideas into actions and adapts through uncertainty and roadblocks to protect and advance progress. As we've spoken about over these last 2 days, when women lead, decisions become more inclusive, innovations reach further, and institutions grow stronger. That's the collective power that this award celebrates. Not the power of one, but the power of many, connected, credible, and taking action. Let me share one example. Across Africa, midwives are amongst the most essential and effective professionals for maternal and newborn health. Yet too often they're undervalued, under-resourced, and excluded from decision-making. So Women Lift Health, with support from the Gates Foundation, is bringing together 60 women leaders from across the midwifery ecosystem in several African countries, policymakers, educators, innovators, advocates, change agents. We're investing in the women who power the midwifery ecosystem, because when these women have the confidence, the leadership mindset, and the support network to complement their technical expertise, their impact extends far beyond a single person or single clinic. It transforms the system that supports thousands of midwives and hundreds of thousands of women and newborn across the continent. At the end of their year-long leadership journey, these women join our Global Fellows community, a lifelong network of learning, solidarity, and shared purpose. They also join the thousands of women in our variety of programs that create bridges across institutions and borders, across disciplines and religions, and across tribes and politics. That's how systems shift, through leadership that connects and multiplies itself. This award affirms what we know to be true, that power grows when it's shared. On behalf of Women Lift Health, thank you for recognizing that investing in women's leadership is one of the most effective and enduring ways to advance global health. Good leadership, inclusive leadership, representative leadership doesn't just happen. It requires intentionality. Together, we can build systems and a world where women's leadership is not the exception, but the expectation. Thank you.
And finally, Nadia, please come on.
Thank you, Sandra. And as Sandra said, my name is Nadia. and I'm delighted to be on this stage with you. I can only echo Dariani's very powerful words earlier on the importance of including young women's voices in stages and spaces like these. And in fact, our next and final Power Together awardee of the evening does exactly that. So I'm delighted to present our last Power Together award of the evening, which goes to Vital Voices Global Partnership. Focused on the simple idea that nations and communities, they cannot move forward without women's voices in leadership, Vital Voices invests in women leaders who are tackling the world's greatest challenges. From violence against women and girls to economic inequity and sustainability. They've been doing this since 1997, which incidentally and symbolically is also the year I was born. And the organization, they directly support more than 49,000 women changemakers throughout these years across nearly 190 countries across the world. So they're building a global network of women leaders, and they act as a venture catalyst by identifying women with a bold global vision and partnering with them to amplify their impact. They do skill building, visibility, connection building, and long-term investment in women's leadership. And Vital Voices is, of course, receiving the Power Together Awards today because of this work, investing in and building one of the biggest women's leadership networks in the world, proving that collaboration and solidarity is the most powerful force for lasting change. So please, join me in turning your attention to the screen once more to learn about Vital Voices.
There have always been women creating change. Bold leaders who weren't always welcome.
It's been difficult for us to be heard. I am aware of all the women who are still in silence.
From our beginning, Vital Voices recognized the need for women leaders to be heard, from community meetings to the highest seats of power. For more than 2 decades, we've searched the world for those leaders. We've partnered with 18,000 of them to build the skills and networks they need to soar. We've learned women lead differently, using their power to empower others, not themselves. And that difference is precisely what is needed now, more than ever. The world faces extraordinary challenge. But there are women leaders who walk among us with bold and innovative solutions, waiting for their moment. Now is the time to stand up. Be fearless in the face of those who say you can't. Be daring and unconventional because you can. Take a bold step to create the world you want to live in. At Vital Voices, we celebrate women leaders who dare to challenge the status quo. Together, we will solve the world's greatest challenges with bold ideas and bold action. Join us.
And now to accept the award on stage, I would like to invite Elise Nelson, President and CEO of Vital Voices, and Manira Alves, Senior Advisor to Vital Voices, to please join us on stage.
Come on, Elise.
Congratulations.
Your dress looks beautiful.
Congratulations. Oh, you. Okay. Nadia, please.
Okay.
Well, Nadia, you are truly the Vital Voices generation. I can't tell you how meaningful it was to get this award from you, born in the year that we were born. And it's so meaningful to be here with our community to get this award. And to the Reykjavik Global Forum, we're so honored, so thank you. I know for Manira, Alva, and I, it's incredibly meaningful to be getting this award because we know that it was fellows from across our global network that had nominated us. And honestly, the award belongs to all of them. The women that you saw on the screen, women who see a problem in their community. They were not named leaders, they were not appointed leaders, they rose up because they saw that problem and they wanted to create a solution. These aren't women who are chasing titles and positions. These are women who want answers to the problems that are affecting their kids, their communities, and the next generation. Women who are taking on and truly chipping away at the world's greatest challenges. Look, I know, and as we've talked about these last 2 days, it's easy to be fearful in this time, in this era of growing authoritarianism, climate crisis, conflict, disinformation, and division. And don't get me wrong, these issues are important and they need our attention. But you know what they don't need? Our fear. Fear makes us lose hope and lose trust. It easily turns to prejudice, hatred, and violence. Fear makes us block out the world and each other. And in a world that is tested right now, being tested by unprecedented and interconnected challenges, we need each other more than ever. We need connections more than ever. And we need leaders who refuse to spread fear. Every day across the Vital Voices Global Network, we see leaders who see this kind of possibility. We see leaders who see a future that is shaped by a new era of leadership. One that is rooted in shared humanity, one that chooses empathy and inspires hope. We see leaders that build bridges, even when it's hard, no, especially when it's hard. Every single day we see leaders who use collective action for collective progress because they know that we will only go further together. They know that power with is far greater than power over. Yes, there are always going to be those who want to divide and distract us. Those who want us to believe that there isn't enough time, there isn't enough resources or opportunities to turn things around. But guess what? There have always been those voices. And in times of darkness, they get louder. But the truth is, every day, in every moment, we can choose to listen to voices of solidarity and solutions. The kinds of leaders who we feel privileged to work with every day. We can choose possibility, and honestly, with our allies, I believe we can shift the balance. And I know we can shift the balance because I know what happened here in Iceland 50 years ago. If it can happen here, we can make it happen across the world. Thank you again.
Well, that is the end of the formal piece. Can I just crave your indulgence 1 minute and ask all the awardees please to come up on stage for the obligatory awkward moment photograph, and then we'll move swiftly to the conclusion.
You can step in the front.
Yep. And I'm going to go in the middle.
So how do you?
Yeah.
Come inside. How are we doing? Okay?
Come on in.
Are we all in?
Jariani, you also.
Is there an official person with a very big lens out there?
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
One more?
Yeah, exactly. So, lady with the telephoto lens out there, please, for the official one. Yay! Okay, thank you.
Great.
Thanks.